Hello, my love, and welcome to your post-meltdown meditation. So the first thing that I want to share is thank you. Thank you for showing up, because I know how hard it can be to reach for tools and do something healthy and caring for yourself when you're in a place of dysregulation. So as you start to get settled in, right now I'm going to tap into the frequencies and the energy and take you from a place of a little fragmentation to alignment, clarity, and return to your own coherence. So one of the things that I talk about inside HYFI and inside the HYFI community, HYFI is heighten your frequency intuitively, is the experience of what we call a melt up. So typically we think about having a meltdown as something that, we break down. But I have a different theory. My theory is that we experience melt ups, and melt ups are more of like a volcano exploding, because that's what it feels like when we are building and building and building, and finally we get to an emotional state of eruption. That eruption is like a volcano, and I call it a melt up because I can imagine that volcano exploding and erupting. And when you melt up, what happens? Everything around you gives you space. So you can imagine that lava exploding and everybody running away from the lava. I know in times in my life where I've had those kind of explosions, people don't want to be around me. They want to give me some space, and I believe that that's exactly what I'm co-creating when I have an experience like that. So it's not fun to get to a place of melt up, to break down and to feel all out of sorts. But just like you would imagine that lava exploding everywhere, there's different sections of heat, there's different sections of the mess of the explosion. And so what we're here to do today is to give you exactly what you need, which is a space to integrate your emotions, to come back into center, and to feel connected again to the divinity that you are. So as we get started, I invite you to start to close your eyes throughout our meditation. My eyes will be closed too, so if you open your eyes and look at the screen, you'll just see me here in meditation with the same background. No images are changing. I'm just letting you know what is in the space around you so that you can start to feel comfortable and sail down the river of your consciousness with ease. Throughout our meditation, you'll also hear me making some different breathing noises. Sometimes I make different sounds, and that's just the way that I work with higher frequencies. I'll be guiding you to focus on different areas of your body. In order to stay grounded in the body, which is what we do with HYFI meditation, I encourage you to place your hand on the part of the body that I talk about. A lot of times when we feel dysregulated, we leave our body, our energy, our awareness, our emotion goes into the space around us. We become hypersensitive. And you'll notice with this meditation that it is kind of stimulating. And that's part of the signature of HYFI. It's here to stimulate your imagination, to bring you in a place of extra inspiration. Because when we're inspired, our life force energy starts to work, and we start to create a life that feels even more aligned. So we're going to start by having you place your hand on your throat space and your other hand on the upper part of your belly or your solar plexus, motioning to the same place there. And if you don't know what your solar plexus is, that doesn't matter. You can look it up later. At the beginning of each meditation, we say this phrase 3 times, and I'll repeat it out loud. You can join me out loud in saying it, or you can say it quietly inside your own mind. This phrase allows for your higher self, the highest clarity that exists in you, to come and join you. And it's sort of like your higher self is reaching from up in the clouds, reaching a hand down to pull you up back into the higher point of your own frequency, your vibration. So the phrase is, I experience the infinite with complete clarity. I experience the infinite with complete clarity. I experience the infinite with complete clarity. Now noticing your breath, and with your palm at your throat space, starting to feel the air pass through the throat space as you inhale. And then as you exhale, being aware of an emptying out of that upper belly, that solar plexus area. So the first thing we're going to do is bring you back into a state of presence. When we go into meltdown mode, we're creating a melt up in order to shift ourselves back into the present moment. Because being out of the present moment doesn't feel good. Things don't align. We start to get frantic or really question ourselves. So all you have to do right now is place those two hands right at those spots. Place your awareness between solar plexus and your throat space. And I'm going to bring you, most of you are in the future, worried, still spinning out a little bit. And I'm going to bring you back into the present moment, just with a breath. Inhaling with me. Holding your breath. Keep it held. Waiting for you to scoot back in. Keep holding. Taking another sip of air if you can. And then release. So there's two different, they're kind of like timeline pathways that are going in an up and down motion. So if it calls to you, you can let your hands fall to your sides and you can start to move your head up and down, sort of like you're moving your chin towards your chest and then moving your chin towards the sky or behind you. You cannot do this wrong. You being here and present is already creating a shift in your field. So this is the mind questioning and trying to find meaning, information, and purpose in what has just happened. So if it's still on your mind, thinking or reflecting on what happened, and if you feel like you've cried it out, you've already had your expulsion of emotion, just continuing with the movement. Neither is better, it doesn't matter. Everybody's brain and everybody's process works differently. So sometimes if you've cleared it, you've cleared it on the conscious level, and we're going to clear it on the frequency higher level. Bringing you out of questioning and back, landing in the here and now. Moving your awareness now into the groin space and the space between the inner thighs. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can imagine or feel that triangle between both knees and your groin space. If you're lying down with legs straight, just allowing your legs to come into partial sit, so you're creating a triangle from knee to groin space. I'm going to help you feel more grounded here, because sometimes when things start to build up and they get fragmented, we start to feel a sense of urgency to make things better, a rush through our emotional process, a need to apologize, a need to feel shame or beat ourselves up. And that's not helping anybody. And it's only coming from feeling out of body and ungrounded. So as you're aware of these three spots, your groin space, your right knee and your left knee, and imagining that triangle between your legs that your legs is creating, I want you to move your eyes in the shape of a triangle. Still having a little awareness on your breath. Let's deepen that breath a little bit more. Inhaling as full as you can make it. Exhaling, releasing with a little sound like a sigh. Inhaling in, letting it go. Continuing with the breath as you inhale in, and then exhale out nice and slow. So this is like a micro nap. This has the frequency of a deep sleep here. And it's allowing for what happens when you deep sleep in that REM state. You process information, and it allows your body to go into a restful state, letting your whole system reorganize. But as you know, we're not sleeping. And if you have almost fallen asleep, I recommend you listen to this one more time until you can hold consciousness all the way through. Inhaling one more time here. When we allow ourselves to be in processing of those melt up and big time emotional situations, we let ourselves shake them off. Instead of having them stack up, create stagnation, weight, confusion, or self-doubt. So we're going to take 2 more breaths here. As you inhale, feeling as full as you can with air. And as you exhale, letting it go. Inhaling again. And letting it go. As you sense here a return to coherence and stillness, I want you to be aware of the space just around you, around your shoulders. Almost as though I was there and I was gonna wrap some ribbon from shoulder to shoulder. Take a measurement, just like a seamstress would. So here I'm going to place a mode of protection. This is going to help to give you the space that you need to come out of this melt up, integrated, and increasing in your vibration, awareness, observation, a return to neutrality, our ability to integrate the human experience and experience a higher level of clarity happens when we learn, when we integrate and observe. So this band or ribbon from shoulder to shoulder around you is helping to create some space so that you can settle into the here and now, taking what you need and holding distance from the urgency of others. To close here, returning your hand to the lower part of your throat space and the high part of your heart, right underneath the hollow of your throat. As you place your fingers here, pressing into the bone of your sternum, just gently to feel the strength and power of your bones, the strength and power of your physical environment, your physical body. The physical is here to teach you. These roles we fall into, the situations we co-create, they're here to help you to remember the strength of who you are, feeling the strength of your bones and how powerful it is here and now, that high heart. I'm going to clear the emotional body at the solar plexus and the pain body at the level of your spine, behind the heart space. So you're going to inhale in and press down lightly. You don't want to hurt yourself. Pressing lightly your high heart, inhaling, holding the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then exhaling with some sound. Staying in this space for as long as feels good. And if you're ready, beginning to lightly allow your eyelids to raise and the light from the space around you to fill your eyes. Welcome back. Taking extra care of yourself today, going right away to go drink some water with electrolytes if you have the chance, and also grabbing for your journal right now, integrating the experience, writing what you might be learning from the experience that you've had today. I look forward to the next time we connect. You can continue to follow my meditations at Everybody's Home on YouTube, and find me on Instagram at Daniela Garcia Alley. I look forward to connecting again soon.